The neighbors in the wall. The lighthouse keeper leaned forward, his weathered hands folded like old rope. The Hartley Apartments were built in 1962, a squat brick building with 42 units arranged around a central courtyard. Maya Torres moved into 3C on the 1st of September, drawn by rent she could actually afford and a landlord who didn't ask too many questions. The neighbors were quiet. Too quiet, perhaps. Maya never heard footsteps from 3B or 3D, never caught the smell of cooking from nearby units, never encountered anyone in the hallway despite the fact that every apartment showed signs of occupancy. Mail collected from boxes, dim lights visible under doors after dark. She mentioned it to the landlord, Mr. Garrison, during his monthly inspection. He was an ancient man who moved like he was navigating by memory rather than sight. "They keep to themselves," he said. "Good tenants. Pay on time. No complaints." "I've never actually seen them," Maya pressed. "You will," Garrison said. His smile showed too many teeth. "Eventually, everyone does." The knocking started on her second week. Not on her door, inside the walls. Rhythmic, purposeful, moving along the length of her apartment as if something were following her movements through the building's skeleton. Tap, tap, tap behind the bedroom wall as she slept. Knock, knock, knock in the bathroom as she showered. Always 3 beats. Always just behind wherever she happened to be. Maya called maintenance. The super, a man named Dutch, pressed his ear to the drywall and frowned. "Settling," he said. "Old buildings shift." But buildings don't knock in patterns. Buildings don't follow. She began noticing the gaps, thin spaces where the walls met the ceiling, barely visible cracks along the baseboards. At night, when the knocking stopped, she could hear breathing through those gaps. Dozens of breaths, all synchronized, all waiting. The lease wouldn't let her leave. She'd read it carefully. She thought she had. But reviewing it now, Maya found clauses she didn't remember. Section 12C. Tenancy extends beyond the term of physical occupancy. Section 19F. All residents become permanent fixtures upon acceptance of terms. "What does that mean?" she demanded of Garrison. "It means you're home," he said gently. "The building takes care of its own." Maya started documenting the sounds. Her phone's recorder picked up the knocking, but also voices, whispered conversations in the walls, discussing her habits, her schedule, her fears. They spoke about her the way neighbors might discuss weather or traffic. Casual, familiar, inevitable. On the autumn equinox, her reflections started appearing wrong, not in mirrors, those still showed her true self, but in windows, in the black screen of her television, in any reflective surface. Maya saw herself standing inside the walls, looking out. Her wall self smiled. Her wall self waved. Her wall self knocked 3 times. She tried to leave. The front door opened onto her own apartment. The fire exit led to a hallway identical to the one she'd just left. The windows showed the courtyard from impossible angles, and in each window of the surrounding apartments, she could see herself again, watching from inside dozens of different walls. Dutch found her in the courtyard at dawn, sitting by the empty fountain. "They're showing you," he said. "The others. Everyone who's lived here." "How many?" "The building opened in 62. 42 units. Average tenancy runs," he calculated silently. "Hundreds, probably. Maybe more. Time works different in the walls." Maya looked up at the Hartley. Every window reflected her face. Every gap in every wall held her breathing. "I can hear them all the time now. They're telling me it's better inside, that the walls remember everything, preserve everyone, that I'll never be alone. You won't be, Dutch said. His voice carried neither comfort nor warning, just simple fact. None of us are. The knocking came from every direction now. Not just behind her, but ahead of her, around her, beneath her. The residents of the Hartley, welcoming their newest member to the permanent collection. Maya stood. The building waited. It had always been waiting. And somewhere between her heartbeat and the synchronized breathing in the walls, she understood. She'd been inside all along. The apartment was just where her body happened to be. The Lighthouse Keeper stood, bones creaking like old timber. The Hartley's still there, still renting. Garrison's grandson runs it now, though he looks just as old as Garrison did. 42 units, always occupied, though the census lists it as abandoned. He moved toward the door, then paused. If you're ever looking for cheap rent and someone offers you a place with quiet neighbors. The old man's eyes held pity. Remember that silence isn't the same as absence. Sometimes quiet neighbors are just waiting for the walls to get thick enough.